I'm thinking as you're saying that, okay, we just interviewed and we have, I'm going to share your information with an oncologist who is a friend of ours. She's an African American woman, and I just want to share this with her. And we just interviewed Esther Wachiki. Her daughters, I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but her daughters, three girls she's got. One is the CEO of YouTube. The other is the CEO and founder of 23andMe.
Okay.
And the other is a doctor of some sort, maybe a pediatrician. They
Okay.
live in the
Wow.
tech world. Why can't there be a connection between you and them?
Yes.
What you need is a, what do they call it?
A sponsor.
No, in the tech world, it's called like where they get funded. It's called,
An incubator.
no, no. This is big where they've got the daughter that is the founder, is the CEO of YouTube. They started with Google down in
Mm-hmm.
Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And there's money that they raise together.
It's like a fund, like a venture fund.
A venture capitalist. That's what you need.
So, so I've spoken with venture capitalists who told me I can go be a humanitarian after we all get rich, but they were not interested in keeping the technology affordable.
Really.
Yes, yes. So that's why I did the nonprofit route instead of the for-profit route because of my commitment to keep the technology affordable.
Wow. How many segments was that, Jennifer, if you know? That was 4. No, that was probably more like 5, maybe. But it's enough to make for the parts where it broke up. Oh, so it's got to be okay. So like, I'm just thinking how what can we do? So we can send a check, but how do we get people to really understand? Okay, $10, whatever that they send.
Right. So there are a couple of things that when we're brainstorming that have been effective. So having interviews like this that we promote and we tell the story and spread the word and people can see and hear it. And the marketing experts say it takes people 7 to 10 times to become familiar enough with the cause to make a donation.
Right. And so
And
that's
so,
why I believe that the Holy Spirit just gave me do it once a month.
yes. So that's one thing. The other thing, there is no other currency on the planet more effective than a celebrity tweeting or posting on social media about a cause that they're passionate about or donating their birthday. And, I don't know who you have in your network, but
Right.
if like a Beyonce tweeted about this, and I
Right.
know that may seem far-fetched, but I don't know if you're friends with her dad or her uncle
Absolutely.
or, yeah.
Absolutely.
And so
And you got to
it's a,
put it out there, and let's put it out into the atmosphere because I'm waiting for Oprah right now. We've made
yes.
several asks. And I mean, we had Dr. Maya Angelou before she died. We had Michelle Obama when she was in the White House. So the possibilities are endless.
Yes. And so it would literally take one Beyonce or one uh
Michelle
you know
Obama.
Michelle Obama or even Oprah to put out on their social media, even if they didn't cut a check themselves, to just put it out on their
Right.
social media for their followers to get this information and say,
So,
oh
hey,
yeah,
what do we,
$10.
why don't we try to do this? Why don't we try to put something together where we could pitch your story to Oprah and try to get you on Super Soul Sunday?
So we can do that. I just participated, and I'm in a non disclosure, so I have to be careful, but I just participated in a documentary about Oprah. And I
Was it
know from
negative?
it was positive.
Oh, okay. Oh, you said
Yeah.
that like, oh, shit's gonna hit the fan.
No, 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 no. I just have to be careful because I signed a non disclosure.
Okay, okay, good.
Until they start promoting and advertising it, I can't disclose
Right, the
the
particulars
network.
of it. Okay.
Yeah, and the
So
particulars
would
of
that
it.
get you closer to her?
I thought when she saw it, the person who was with her who saw it, he sent me a text message and said it just brought me to tears. And they watched it together. And I didn't ask because I don't want to breach that relationship. I let him tell me what he offers, but she's not connected enough to what I'm doing, where she was just at Morehouse College renewing her commitment to Morehouse
13
College.
million. I saw it.
Yes. And we only need 10 million to start our human trials. So she's aware of what we're doing, but somehow still disconnected. And I really think that once we raise the first 10 million and we show that it works in human trials,
Right.
then she will come on to help us
Okay,
raise
so
the
let
other
me
money.
tell you, we met and had in our studio her favorite guest of all time, Dr. Terai Trent.
Mm-hmm.
And she's from Africa. She's from Zimbabwe, if I'm remembering correctly. And we connected with her, and we have a friendship with her. And so she's
Mm-hmm.
kind of telling us how Oprah works. So
Mm-hmm.
Oprah has never written the foreword for anybody's book. Nobody.
Mm.
She wrote the foreword for Terai's book.
Oh, wow.
But from what she's saying is that before Oprah buys into a thing, a lot of logistics go into that.
Yes.
It has to be at a certain level before she
Right.
adds her endorsement or
Her-
her celebrity
Yes.
to it. So there is strategy into when she says, "This is my favorite book," and it goes to the New York Times bestseller list, there's a strategy. That book has
Yes.
already done progressively so many books
Right.
before, you know what I'm saying? You
She
know,
endorses.
she can't do anything that's gonna flop.
Exactly.
So let's
Exactly.
just add our faith to, and it may not be Oprah. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because, you know, God does things in a way that we could never fathom.
Right. It could be Beyonce, or for that matter, Tyler Perry. It could be, and the thing is, I know people tell me all the time, we're reaching out to celebrities, we've been emailing them, we try to tag them on social media. What works better than anything else is somebody having a personal relationship with them that they're willing to leverage on our behalf and broker an introduction and an endorsement to them.
Right,
Because
right,
we're cold calling, we don't get through. And
right.
so
Because it's all about
it,
relationships.
right. And so part of what I've been saying to people is while we're trying that, and we started the foundation in 2016, and we've been trying to get a celebrity or
Well, let's pray
a
about Beyonce. Let me tell you why. Did you see the article? Her dad was just diagnosed with breast cancer.
yes, yes,
There's nothing more powerful than somebody you love and you want to
yes,
see get better,
yes,
you know. So, you know, we could just pray about that and pray, you know, that somehow you'll come up on her radar. But God didn't give you this invention for it not to go, Idea. He didn't.
exactly,
So we
exactly.
just got to keep standing. We got to just keep.
Right. And meanwhile, having the individuals who may not have a couple $1 million at their disposal to do $10 a month or to do
Right.
$100 here. And that will add up. And in the time it may take us to get to one Beyonce or one Tyler Perry, we can still start the first trial.
Right. Let's do this. I'm going to have Sherry reach out to you. We've got a
Okay.
broad range with radio. We'll do a call and we'll talk about this on urban radio. But see,
Yes.
here's the
Okay.
thing with our people,
Mm-hmm.
we don't like to give.
Right.
That's our problem. And so, but when you start talking to more people that you're asking for small amounts than people can fathom. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We don't I'm not saying that we're not givers, but
We give to the churches and hope that the churches will give to the need, to the causes. And so we put out a call to action to the churches to help us. because the churches are constantly having cancer ministries and praying for a better way. And they're donating to the bigger cancer nonprofits who are not addressing our needs.
Right. Right. I just got to pray about it. I got to just see who we, who we know. And I'm going to give your information to this oncologist that,
Yes.
that's just like you, had to be at the top of the class, had to be the smartest of the smartest. She worked at MD Anderson for a while. She's here.
Mm-hmm.
She partners with us, but I mean, all we can do is just put it out there. We just put it out
Yes.
there, and God's got to put the super on to the natural,
Yes.
because it's going
Yes.
to have to, it's going to have to be God moving on the
Yes.
right people at the right time.
Yes. And I think if you send something to a Beyonce or Tyler Perry, it's very different than if I send something.
Right.
And if we keep telling your audience, my audience, our volunteers to all tag the people that we're trying to reach, that, if 100 people send them, you need to fund Dr. Green's research and look into and supporting this.
Right.
You need to adopt her, that will get through better than just one or two trickles here and there.
Right. Right. So we just got to be strategic about it. We just have hired a girl to do our social media and to ramp that up. But we've met so many people. And look, we just had Dean Ornish on our show. He was just on Oprah's Super Soul Sunday. In fact, he was so gracious. He said, we want this to air right after Oprah's Super Soul Sunday.
Oh.
So Google him.
Okay.
And maybe he knows Oprah well. He knows Dr. Oz well. He knows some of the leading. In fact, we had a whole conversation just like you and I are having here.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some personal things that I wanted to talk to him about. And he goes, okay, here's my email address. And I'm thinking, no, I'm sure he, is, no. Within the same day, he responded. And he connected me then with somebody else.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's the real deal. Dean Ornish, he just wrote a book talking about what you're talking about that we can reverse these diseases like prostate cancer and some of these cancers with our diet.
Yes.
I'm going to have Sherry send that video to you.
Okay.
But
thank
he's
you.
somebody that we need to connect with.
Okay.
But Google him, Dean Ornish.
I got it written down. I will Google
and
him.
I'm gonna send it, and so we got all your information. I just gotta, we just gotta pray, and I just gotta, because we know we've met so many people on this journey.
Yes.
And we'll do our small part. I don't know how much it'll be, but we can do that.
And every little bit counts.
Right. You can't curse any humble beginning.
Exactly.
Because you don't know. You don't know who you're touching. You don't know who you're talking to.
True. And I told you I was inducted into my high school's Hall of Fame on Friday.
Yes.
And afterwards, we had some celebrations throughout the weekend. And I was saying, it was like, actually at the church I grew up in on Sunday, I was saying, if I had all the money that I needed immediately after the technology was developed, I would have thought this was something I did all by myself. I had enough struggles when I was going to graduate school that I knew this was nothing but God working through me to make this happen. I literally had the inspiration to tell the mountain to move and saw the mountain move. The immovable force of, one of my dissertation committee members telling me I'd never graduate. And I prayed about it. And God was like, speak to the mountain and tell it to move.
Speak to it.
And it happened. His surrogate mother, for he and his wife, was about to deliver their baby just in time for me to prepare for my dissertation. So he wasn't even in the room. He waived his right. And I was like, God can do it once, he can do it again. And in this particular situation with the funding, this is a faith walk. I don't know if it's going to come from individuals giving $10 a month or if it'll come from one person. But however it comes, I know when it happens, I will have to be careful to give God the glory Because it's not by my own sheer might and force or my brilliance or my personality and charm. This has got to be the work of God to bring people together, to put it on their heart to see this is something that they can take ownership of, and they can make this part of their legacy, and this will be part of their history. We will make history together because it's so much bigger than me.
Absolutely.
It's so much bigger than me.
I think that's right on point. God doesn't want you to get lifted up thinking it's because you were so smart or because you were so good or you so this. And he didn't bring you to this place not to give you the manifestation of what he showed you. He didn't do that. That's not the God that we serve.
Exactly.
And so we just got to keep, he said, I'll show you the end from the beginning.
Yes.
But not the middle.
Exactly.
And you're in the middle. You're in the middle. And we're right there with you. God said, what you make happen for others, he'll make happen for you. So we just keep doing the work. We'll keep talking about it. I'm going to have Sherry call you. And the radio show is quite early. It's 7 to probably about 8 a.m. is what we'd have to do. It'd be 9 your time. It's 8
That's
Central.
fine.
And we'll do it and we'll talk about it and we'll just keep talking about it. Like every month we'll do something to keep you on, on the front lobe of people's, top of the mind awareness.
Thank you.
Idea, we're praying for you. God's going to open the door and we just can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Thank you.
I'm going to have Sherry send you those videos.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you take care and we'll talk soon.
Okay, you too.
All righty.
Okay.
All right, guys. What time are we? I know I'm supposed to be doing something. 37. Okay.